My hair is a mess today. All those in favor of me chopping off my hair, say aye. I want to try something a little bit different this week on my channel. I know a lot of people on my socials, including here on YouTube, follow me because they are also songwriters or singers or musicians or aspiring YouTubers, whatever it might be. There's a lot of creative people who follow me, and I've gotten questions over the years and especially in the last few months about different things relating to doing what I do. And I've kind of been hesitant to answer the questions just because I don't feel like I'm necessarily where I'd like to be at yet. So I don't feel like I'm necessarily I don't feel like I'm in a place to be giving tons of advice, so take that with a grain of salt. But I went to Instagram and I asked you guys to leave your comments under a picture about anything pertaining to YouTube, singing, songwriting, being a musician, all that stuff, and I'm gonna answer all those questions in this video. Jeez, so many questions. Willstockle asked, is there a way to get motivated when you lose all motivation? Good question. The thing about motivation, Will, is that it is important. I think a lot of times we give a lot of emphasis to motivation and we say like, oh, I'm not motivated to do whatever. And when motivation is lacking, I heard this quote a while ago, discipline needs to kick in. And there are gonna be a lot of times, especially in creative careers, where the motivation or the drive isn't there as much and you feel defeated or you feel like there are a ton of hurdles. And what you have to do in those instances is just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and be like, don't have the motivation today, but I'm gonna just do it because that's what you do in order to crush it. So I guess that's my answer, is when there's no motivation, let your discipline kick in and your drive, I guess, your like resilience. Let your resilience kick in and take over. Hope that helps. Mariana, any advice for people who are starting to write songs and are stuck, AKA me? I'm assuming that you mean that you're stuck in your writing process, like not being able to finish songs. I still haven't mastered this skill, but I've definitely gotten it better at it over the years. I think the best thing you can do when you're stuck on a song is to just keep pushing forward. And it's not a bad thing if you don't finish a song. It's a bad thing if you never finish any songs. My best advice would just be to keep pushing forward, I guess, even if you're stuck. And just try and write like the worst song you can. Like I feel like a lot of time expectations get in the way. And so if you just let go of any expectations of it being like the best song ever and you just like finish the song, you will finish something and you'll probably learn something in the process and you'll be able to be better next time. Linda, this is probably the most common question that I feel like people ask songwriters. Linda asks, when you start the process of a new song, do you start with the lyrics or music? And for you, what's more difficult? So I used to be lyrics first, constantly. Which is in its own thing. Like both ways have challenges. But I think that it's doing yourself a disservice as a songwriter to say that you only do one first. And that's just me. I think that you need to learn to be able to do both and come at a song from any direction. And that will ultimately make you a better songwriter. What music software do you use? I use Logic. There's tons of software out there. I grew up using Mac. I think Logic's great. The industry standard is Pro Tools, which I am not a huge fan of. But, you know, I just say use whatever feels most comfortable to you, and for me that's Logic, and I'm not even that good at producing, so... Tegan asks, what day do you post? And my answer is I try and post on Thursdays. Doesn't always happen, but I'm trying, guys. Andriasmusic. Would love to know your process of making YouTube videos, the steps, the setup, gear you use, any tips. Okay, process of making YouTube videos is pretty simple, at least for me, unless it's like more of a produced video. Here on my channel, I've been doing a lot of one takes because they're very manageable and I don't have the money or the crew, just basically the resources to make full-scale giant music videos all the time. So if you're making kind of like in-house videos for music or whatever it is, I don't really think the equipment or the setup is like super, super crucial. I think that the content and being consistent, which I struggle with, are more important. But my typical setup looks like this. Get ready. I obviously picked a song and practiced it. Sometimes not even necessarily practiced it. Put a camera on you, point and shoot, and then go and sing. And then afterwards I edit in Final Cut. Right now I'm filming on a Canon 70D with a Rode mic. And you can be as simple or as complicated from there as you want to be. I think that you don't need any fancy stuff to get started. I think you just need to go and start. There's plenty of cheap equipment you can get out there. A lot of people like start off using the most expensive equipment they can find, and I don't think that's necessary. ellielehman I get songwriter's block so much and I never know what to write in my lyrics. What things do you use to help you write lyrics, or how do you come up with lyrics when your mind is blank? Ugh, great question. This happens to everybody. Something that I've heard and I repeat and regurgitate, so it's not my idea, but like anything else, like any other profession, like sports or, you know, any talent that you can have. Songwriting is a talent and it's a muscle. Like, you have to work it out. Like, you have to write. The more you write, the better you get. And I definitely know that the times when I'm writing every single day, I'm finishing songs more often, I see a huge improvement in my writing. And then if I go like a long time without finishing or writing a song or anything like that, I like notice it's kind of like going back to the gym after you haven't been in a while. Like, it's just a little harder. And what do I do when my mind is blank? I will just switch from trying to write a song to just trying to write anything. Like, I'll just write. I'll write my thoughts, I'll write my feelings, and it'll turn into like journal time, which I think is good. Writing of any kind is just good. Okay, Rhamerbernardez. How scared were you to begin posting videos on YouTube? Did you ever anticipate the amount of love and support from your fans? Oh, I have love and support? It still baffles me. I don't even understand it. Again, wasn't scared to start posting because I didn't take myself very seriously. I didn't think it was gonna turn into a career. I didn't think that it was gonna be a big deal. And it still isn't really a big deal, but I didn't think it was gonna turn into anything. So there was no pressure, and I kind of miss those days because I do sometimes now like question, like, are people gonna like this? You know, is this as good as I can be? Like, people are actually gonna see it? Is it embarrassing? I try not to like listen to those thoughts, but they definitely do happen. I definitely didn't anticipate having any support or this turning into anything. So the amount of support and love that I have gotten is so surreal. So if you're watching this, I really appreciate you. It means the world. I did that in a very like stupid way. I was like, it means the world. But yeah, it really does. It's been a life changer. So thank you. I hope you guys liked this segment. If you want me to answer more questions like this in the future, let me know. Follow me on Instagram. I do questions and answers and stuff like that a lot on there. So if you wanna talk and hear from me more, do that. And hit that subscribe button and like button, whatever, that whole shebang. It always means a lot. And I will see you guys again next week. Have a good week, guys.